I wanted to start by giving, on Fridays we give you what to watch for. I'm going to tell you what I was really disappointed in television watching, which is a sport to me, as you know. I watch a lot of TV. I'm consuming wide receiver or just receiver now. I'm finding that to be very entertaining. My wife, myself, and my daughter and son-in-law sat down to watch The Instigators on Friday night with Casey Affleck and Matt Damon, two actors who I really like. One of the worst movies I've seen in a really long time.
One of the worst?
One of the worst movies I've seen in a really long time. And I find both of them to be very likable actors, guys who I enjoy their work.
What kind of movie was it? Was it like a serious movie? Was it a comedy?
It was a comedy about a serious situation, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a heist movie.
Okay.
Which is, I think it just was awful. We sat there laughing about how bad it was as we watched it. And I was so excited to watch it. And then it fizzled. So anyway, I just wanted to give you all that. We give you advice every now and again, what to watch for.
I asked you this because streaming television shows are so successful.
Yeah.
And people don't go to movies anymore. Are the movies that are being made, are they putting them together too quickly? And are they rushing them when maybe they don't have a good movie?
This one didn't feel like it was rushed. It just was crappy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that they don't have a good script or they don't have a good whatever.
Well, the thing is that there is...
Because how could those two make a bad movie?
I know it's a good question, but it was bad. Maybe, they're contractually obligated to do X number of, programs.
That's what
or
I'm
movies.
saying.
Yeah,
like,
it could be. I don't know.
All these streaming services need product. They need movies. There are very few movies these days. Just make it. We need a movie.
Something I noticed and it's not necessarily movies, but documentaries. We're making documentaries about things that are still kind of happening.
Yeah.
They're quick.
Like, I turn on my TV and I forget what streaming service it was on, but it was like the downfall of Diddy. What, like, we're still
Which
in the
is
middle
still
of
in the middle of, we're
like,
still, that fall is still taking place.
Netflix has the Connor Stallions documentary coming out soon.
Sure. Well, you get it while it's hot, too.
That's not even resolved yet.
Well, that's the reason, though. Like Sylvie just said, get it while it's hot. They know that there's interest surrounding these news stories, and so you can capitalize, especially if you're a streamer. And the truth is, if you watch any of those documentaries, anything that's like 3 or 4 parts, oftentimes you'll see a lot of those could be cut very easily. Like you could trim 30, 40 minutes out of a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the streamers don't care about that. They just want to keep you watching to the next episode. Yes. And so they know you'll watch 3 or 4 episodes of something, even though if there's a lot of fat there that could be trimmed.
It's crazy. There is a lot of good stuff out there. That stuff wasn't on my television set on Friday night. That was crappy. That was bad. By the way, Jay Moore has reached out to me with a little Flavor Flav update. Says that he was sponsoring the U.S. women's water polo team. So that's what
he had to be paid, though.
I would assume. I would assume.
He
Jay
also
Moore
paid for someone's rent too. I forget what sport she was in, but she's an athlete at Vandy, and she basically was like, all these football players get their checks right away and stuff like that, and I can't like afford to pay for the rent, and Flavor Flav like hooked her up with rent.
I like that.
I think he's really endeared himself to the public over the last several weeks with his affiliation and his attachment to the Olympics. And also, my buddy Josh says, well, if the Big Ten can have 25 teams, why can't you have 12 in your top 10? I think that's really solid a rationale from Josh as well. So
can I read it? Can I read some feedback?
Yes,
too?
Let's go.
Let's see here. Where did my DMs go? Damn it. Here, there. Luke Stuckmeyer DM'd me.
Luke did?
Yes.
Well, is he doing lookalikes again?
He said, never has a segment spoken directly to me than you and Waddle talking neck pain, sleeping position, sinus training, and pillow searching. Old sucks.
Sorry to hear that, Luke. I envisioned you being a man of about 30, 35.
We got a lot of responses to our sleeping position.
Yeah.
The old man thought of the day.
I sleep propped up so that my head drains so I don't have a sinus problem when I wake up in the morning. I mean, really? Is that weird? How do you sleep, Miller? You're old.
I sleep on my side. I'm a side sleeper.
Okay.
No, actually more of a stomach sleeper, actually.
Wow, yeah, that's
Like stomach side combo.
Like, I don't think anyone other than you sleep. They advise you not to sleep on your stomach these days, don't they? Isn't that the Journal of Health?
I mean,
it was never comfortable to me.
it's like a combination of stomach and side, though. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I
Side
guess it would be,
stomach.
I
What
guess it
about
would
you,
be,
Tyler?
I try every single night to sleep on my back.
I try and I'm always rolling over on my side.
Yeah, but then it gets to a point where I usually have to roll over on
See,
my side.
I do.
But I would say like 1 out of every 3 sleeps, I fall asleep on my back.
I find myself to be more comfortable on my side, but usually if I'm laying on my back and roll over to my side, several minutes later, I'll have to get up and go to the bathroom. But then when I go to the bathroom, I come back to bed, lay on my side, go back to sleep. It's really weird. Some football stuff. I've got a ton of medical advice or information for all of you today. Maybe not advice, but stories. Anyway, did you see that the 49ers have canceled their joint practices with the Saints because they have mounting injuries?
I heard that this morning on Kappa J Hood.
Yeah, so they will not be getting together to work things out. 49ers have themselves a little bit of got some issues. They don't have Trent Williams in camp. They don't have Brandon Ayuk in camp. They don't know what they're going to do with Brandon Ayuk. And now they've got so many injuries they can't practice.
I'd still trade with them. Like I'd take their
I would too.
I'd take their team.
Do you see this story about Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, the Chiefs wide receiver, had a very strange injury. It's actually called a dislocation of the sternoclavicular joint, shoulder joint, which he had to go to the hospital for. He's going to miss time for us quite some time. They say this is an injury that usually happens in car wrecks.
Oh boy!
Which some would argue that in the NFL,
so playing football used to be.
The game is a big car wreck. Jerry Jones says you're missed, CD Lamb. Forget what I said. I don't have time to jack with you, but we do miss you, and I'm not going to give you any money, but we do miss you. He didn't say that. I said that.
I saw again today on Get Up. They were putting the wide receiver, the salaries on the board. Again, there's nuance in wide receiver salaries. There's none with quarterbacks. Just the next guy gets the most money. It should be easy for him to be slotted in. Get it done.
Yeah.
And they're wasting valuable time.
I think that they should get this done because they're in a win now mode. I just don't know what their cap situation. Can't be good.
well, but the problem is I have to imagine, I think CeeDee Lamb wants more than Justin Jefferson. Don't you think? They're
Probably
same draft class, and I'm not saying he should get it, but he's up, and so I think that's probably the sticking point is Jefferson's getting 35 per year.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Dan Orlovsky ranked NFL quarterbacks by different traits? I mean, it's a very long article.
Someone said, was it you who sent it? I browsed at it.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's all, food for thought. I think it's interesting to see how people view different quarterbacks. How many times do we rank quarterbacks and put them in groups? I just thought, Dan put a little bit of effort
This is
into
like
it.
everybody, like pocket awareness was one.
Yeah.
Arm
strength is one. Pocket awareness.
Scrambling ability.
Ball placement. Got to have good ball placements. Mechanics. Decision making. Do you know the one category where our rookie quarterback showed up?
Oh, I stopped looking. I kept looking in the beginning and I couldn't find his name and I stopped reading. I got frustrated. I put it down.
Because you didn't see what you wanted, so you decided to kick the can?
Yeah.
Second reaction ability. He came in sixth behind Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Jordan Love.
See, I just thought they weren't ranking him because he hadn't played. So I don't know how you can figure that yet.
Maybe we'll have Dan on and ask him. Maybe not.
I think he explained it in the article. Basically, is that this was a trait that he was really elite at in college, and he anticipates it'll track into the NFL.
Do you guys go to the gym? Do you go to the gym?
I don't go to the gym.
Do you go to the gym, Miller?
I have free weights and a Peloton in my basement.
Oh, look at that flex.
I do. No,
Look at that.
Oh, you don't know
Who's your
weights,
favorite
Waddle?
Peloton
You don't know weights?
instructor?
Why are you coming at me? He's the
'Cause
one
you're-
busting your balls.
Do you not have any free weights, Sylvie?
I do. I have
No,
them.
what
but
about
I don't know
Sylvie
which,
over
I
there?
don't know. Bust his balls.
Just small dumbbells.
That's what we call you. Small dumbbell.
I was at the gym yesterday. I told you. Guess who I saw?
Mean Dean.
I saw Dean. I saw Dean on the treadmill about 4 over, and guess what he was doing? listening to the Waddle and Silvy podcast.
Hopefully running on the treadmill.
That's not nice. He had some criticism too for the show.
It wasn't not being nice. I would think if you're on the treadmill, you're running on the treadmill. You're not standing.
We
there.
were both walking yesterday. I had a walk and a lift.
That's good. Well, the reason I asked is because they're saying that while grunting and swearing can make you a gym pariah, it actually can improve your performance. When you found yourself lifting weights or being in the gym were you a grunter or a swearer?
There was a grunter in the gym while I was on the treadmill, and I was looking over, and had headphones in my ears, and
you could still hear him?
I could still hear him, and I was more grunting than that. That's more shouting.
Were you guys grunters when you were lifting or working out? How about that fancy gym you got in your basement, Miller? Do you grunt down there in privacy?
Do you grunt on your Peloton?
Well, yeah, if you do, there are times, yes, definitely. The Peloton will make you curse for sure.
Okay. Anyway, I guess, did you know that Planet Fitness has its own lunk alarm? It's a siren that can be activated when lifters get too loud, triggering a staff intervention.
I agree.
So if you're over there pretending like you're in an Olympic lifting event and you're swearing and you're grunting, they can come in and tell you, hey, knock it off, champ.
That's why I don't go to the gym. I don't want to be around grunters.
Should they make it like how restaurants used to be, the smoking and non-smoking sections? You got a grunting section.
I don't think they have a grunting section. I don't think there's a grunting section.
But maybe they should.
Or like the quiet car on the train.
Right. Yeah,
where these are for non-grunters who are lifting.
And before we go to break, I just want you to know that a new study says the less attractive people live shorter lives than those that are deemed better looking.
I'm going to die soon.
So if in fact you are somebody that is considered ugly, you're going to die sooner than somebody that is considered to be pretty.
It should be the other way around.
I'm with you. I'm just telling you, it's a U.S. study published in Social Science and Medicine magazine. An unattractive woman dies on average 2 years earlier than those who are more blessed in the looks department. I think it's all hogwash, but
Here, you want my theory behind it? I believe.
I can't wait for this. I'm sure this is based on science.
I believe the people who they perceive look better take better care of themselves.
Okay.
Doesn't that make sense?
Sure. When we come back, I have a story about the importance of classical music. I've got a TikTok story, and somebody sent to jail for stealing chicken wings. That's next. Preschoolers who use a tablet to entertain themselves may not learn to manage their emotions, leading to angry outbursts, which prompt their parents to give them a tablet to quiet them down.
Yeah, the cycle.
The study authors note that the average amount of time young children spend on mobile devices has increased from 5 minutes a day in 2020 to 55 minutes a day in 2022, with many 4-year-olds actually having their own devices. And
I don't think the pandemic helped with that either.
No, I don't think so. But giving your child a tablet early, you are not doing them, maybe doing yourself some good.
Right.
But not,
the short-term gain for long-term pain.
Classical music gives you mood-boosting, synchronizing brain positivity.
Okay.
So it works as well as like antidepressants, they say. Depression affects millions worldwide, and for some, traditional treatments don't provide relief. But what if the key to feeling better was as simple as pressing play on your favorite song? A new study suggests that classical music could be a powerful tool in treating depression, especially for those who haven't responded well to other therapies.
Like classical, like as in like Mozart, Beethoven?
No, yes, not classical Green Day or,
classic rock.
Yeah, no, it's just classical music. Yes. Yeah. Watching 8 minutes of TikTok can have immediate negative consequences for you people. Have you gone into the TikTok world? Reels?
No, just Reels on Instagram, which I guess.
But you find yourself caught in that cycle?
I do like Reels, yes. Yeah. And I still, how I feel about fighting videos.
Well, basically, isn't Reels, it's just TikTok under a different brand name? Isn't that correct?
It's like TikToks from like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. So when I say you don't TikTok and I do not use TikTok, But if you're on Reels for about an hour a day, you're basically TikTok.
An hour is not. No, that doesn't do it justice.
No.
And like it's for like spurts, like a 7-minute spurt, or
And
maybe a
So you're
commercial
just
during a
under
game.
you're just under the threshold there of 8 minutes.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I forgot you
And
said
it's all
amen.
fighting video.
Well, I do like. That's one of my genres that I enjoy.
Really?
Like I'm looking right now on Twitter. There's a guy I follow. I don't know how many people follow him. His name is Steve Inman. He sends the best, and he puts narration to them, the best fighting videos out there. They're just incredible. A lot of times they're pranksters. You know.
Did you really like watching other people getting their ass kicked?
I do.
You do. I don't find that entertaining.
Well, a lot of times it's justice.
Okay.
Like you know,
Like they're
how,
getting what's coming to them.
yes. One guy was trying to get into a restaurant.
Okay.
He would not leave, and then finally the
Someone
owner
had to
had
whip
enough,
his ass.
and he whipped his ass. Oh
Okay.
yeah,
So it's for good reason.
yeah. There's some good videos here. There's some good stuff. He's my new favorite follow on Twitter.
What else do you find yourself watching on Reels?
Classic sports.
Yeah.
Like so, they don't make. I don't think there's an ESPN Classic anymore, is there?
I don't think so.
So I get the.
Yeah.
I'm a big motivation guy too.
I like beach houses and like outside, like patios and stuff. Like I like watching that stuff.
So like how to build your own beach house.
Well, not how to build it, but
Or
like
like
they're
a-
giving you ideas on what, if you were to buy something, this is what you should be looking for. I like outdoor living.
Outdoor
How
living.
can you not?
How can you now?
Yeah, you have an outdoor bar. Like you've
Oh,
got
yeah.
your screened-in porch where you
Yeah.
can watch video or you watch TV.
Are you thinking about building your own outdoor
No,
bar?
I'm not. I'm just saying if I did, I like.
You know,
watching it.
I like my whole Instagram now. I buried the lead. My whole Instagram feed is basically Italy.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, it's
Yeah,
so good.
nothing wrong
It's,
with that.
it's one thing of Italy after another.
An Illinois cafeteria worker is headed to prison after stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings from a school district.
Was this in Harvey?
Yes, it was. On Friday, August 9th, which was last Friday, former Harvey School District Director Vera Liddell, Vera was my grandmother's name, she pleaded guilty to the crime, according to WGN, ABC, and CBS. They all claim that. She was charged with theft and operating a criminal enterprise, the outlets reported, and has been since been sentenced to 9 years in prison. Wow.
And it was on the matter of stealing chicken wings?
Yes, previously served the food service director for the Chicago School District, despite having multiple bankruptcies in her past. How could you have multiple bankruptcies in your past and you're still the food service director for the Chicago School District? What a city! Her theft was discovered after the district's food service department exceeded its annual budget by $300,000 mid-year.
Wow.
Mid-year.
That's when it was discovered.
Court records obtained by CBS state that the former school worker was accused of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings.
Chicken!
The food was meant to be used for take-home meals for students who were learning remotely during the COVID-19 pandemic. She had worked at the school district for more than a decade. The massive fraud began at the height of COVID during a time when students were not allowed to be physically present in school. Even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. She stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, and she's going to the big house for 9 years.
Yeah. You didn't get away with it this time.
No. All right, that's all I got for you today.
All right, there you go. There's Waddle's World.